Moshimoshi.
Sup Danger Noodles, welcome back. So today is a little bit different. I had planned to read this entire series that I'm about to talk about. And I had planned to compare it to another series and why there's, one of them I find is acceptable and why the other I find is unacceptable in the way certain things are portrayed. But I decided that I'm a little tired for that, so I'm gonna have to wait on that video. However, I still want to talk about the situation that's going on with this. So, I read this a while ago, and it still bothers me. It's called Boys That Bite. It's by Mary Mancusi, and this is not to bully or to be rude in any way. This is just kind of like my thought process while I was reading this. So I was interested in the concept because, like, here's a synopsis. Two sisters, as different as the sun and the rain. For one, getting into the blood coven is to die for, but for the other, getting out could be lethal. When Sunny McDonald gets dragged to the club Fang by her twin sister, Rain, she doesn't expect to find anything besides a bunch of goth kids playing out being vampires. But when some guy mistakes Sunny for her dark side loving sister and bites her on the neck, she finds out that his fangs are real and deadly. Now Sunny has less than a week to figure out how to reverse the bite, or else she's going to end up as one of the perpetually undead. And not only will she be a vampire, she'll also be bonded to Magnus, the bloodsucker who bit her, forever, and forever is a long time. So, like, obviously, like, the whole concept is interesting. I mean, like, we got twin sisters, which is okay. We got one that's goth and one that's prep. That's a little cliche. That's fine. What I have a problem with, I'm not going to go into too many details of this book because I do have a video planned to compare this book to the Vampire Kisses book. Both of the series, to compare them. What I have a problem with in this situation, actually, is that in this book, the author has this obsession, almost, well, I wouldn't say an obsession, but she has a tendency to make eating disorder jokes. Trigger warning, this book is full of them. So if you can't handle that kind of discussion, where it's a unhealthy relationship with food, I do not recommend this book, and I do not recommend this video. Come back another time. Sorry. I gotta get it out. It's been irritating me. So pretty much they go ahead and we've got the main character and she's like, I don't even remember if she's on the cheer team or not, but like she's talking with the vampires, and then we got like Buffy the Vampire Slayer-esque girl who comes in. However, she's a little bit on the bigger side. And there's nothing wrong with having a character like that. I actually love it when people write about characters like that because then we have some balance. We have more people to talk about. What I don't like is that this author decided to use that to make fun of the character, to make fun of her about being overweight or obese, and then later on in the book talk about anorexically thin in a positive light. And that's not okay. I write on the side, and when I write, I do my best to write things that are not making fun of sensitive topics. And it just seems like common sense, wouldn't it, to not make fun of a sensitive topic like that, and to not make fun of people's weight, because eating disorders are so dangerous, especially with this being targeted towards young adults and teens. It is very, very dangerous. And the fact that the author put that in is not healthy and is not safe, especially for the level of reading that this is tuned for. This is for young ladies and possibly young gentlemen if they want to read it. And you could say an author can write something and not agree with it. Yes, this is true. This is why we can write villains and understand that they're villains, and that we sometimes don't agree with our protagonist. But the concept that you are writing this and multiple times making fun of people with eating disorders or making light of eating disorders and making it so that it's the butt of the joke. That the other character who's the good guy or the antagonist to this protagonist's love interest, in a way, making fun of her and calling her ugly and that she needs to lose weight is not acceptable. As an author, most people would know better, just in general, not even just authors, most people would know better. It's a dangerous topic, and it is not okay because people lose their lives to these things, to eating disorders. Lives get ruined over this, and it is not safe, and it is not healthy, and it is not a comfortable position to be in. I have known people who have anorexia. I have known people with bulimia, and I have people that I actively have to remind to eat. And reading that kind of was like, oh no. Because knowing if they were younger and they had read this book, they would have been like, oh, well, this is normal. And they probably would have started sooner. It would have been more cemented. And that's just kind of scary to me that is so casual and normal for this author. It's like at least twice. I think I counted 4 times in this book that happened. And so I'm a little hesitant to continue reading the series. I want to continue to read the series so I can compare it to the Vampire Kisses series. However, I am not comfortable with people writing about that like that. There's a way to write about it and show that it's not okay. But when the author is making the protagonist idealize people's bodies and skin as like fair and as anorexic like, it opens up a very dangerous can of worms, in my opinion. I don't remember the statistics right now. I should probably go get them. Maybe put them right here. This is the statistic of young girls or boys in high school who suffer from an eating disorder. And I feel like being exposed to a this is normal mentality is not safe, and so that was really irritating to me, especially because I was so excited for this series because I love the concept. As an author, you don't have to agree with what the characters do, but when your narrating voice makes light of a very dangerous situation, it is you saying that, and it is very dangerous for the younger generations and the people who this cements in their brain. And so I'm getting a little heated. I hate getting heated, I'm sorry. But I wanted to point that out, that I think it should be something that is a little bit more carefully taken care of. I'm going to try and finish the series so that I can finish the other series so that I can go through and compare them. But that's just a thought I wanted to keep in mind, is if we're going to write, we got to do better than to do that. Love you, Danger Noodles. See you on the flip side.